So people ask me, how's life been since Love is Blind ended? And I'm going to be really, really honest in this video and tell you exactly what's taken place. The truth is not much has changed. You know, like going on a show like Love is Blind, I already knew in my mind that, you know, reality TV isn't what it used to be. So I wasn't going in there trying to get fame or anything like that. I was actually quite open to the process. I was like, let me give this my all. And one of the things that I can say is, you know, I had a pretty not comfortable, but I had a good life before going on the show. I was working in health coaching, mentoring, and then digital marketing. So I already had like a few different things on the go. I was already busy before doing the show. The show wasn't going to propel my life in a crazy direction. I wasn't going in there thinking, oh, it's going to make me a millionaire or anything like that. I didn't really care about that. To be honest, that side of stuff wasn't really, I was trying to, it was an experiment and I wanted to go through it all the way to the end. You know, I wanted to see if it was going to work for me. That's why I was able to kind of have a bit more of I was kind of aware of the process and I was trying to be as open to the process as humanly possible. Since the show's come out, obviously we've had the reunion and all that good stuff. And to be honest, not much has changed drastically. Like I go out, I get noticed a bit more. I live in Kent. So I would say when I'm in London, I get noticed a lot more. People will be like, oh, you're that guy from the show. Or they look at me and they stare at me and they don't say anything. And then I'll see them whispering. And some people will just come up to you and be like, oh, you seem a lot nicer than how they portrayed you and all that kind of stuff. So there's that side of it. In Kent, where I live, I haven't been out much. I don't really go out in Kent. Obviously, I'm a London boy. I'm from South London, so I just go out in London. But, you know, when I go, I've got noticed in the gym a few times in Kent. I've got noticed around the high street in Kent, but nowhere to the level as when I'm in London. And yeah, it's usually just people just being nice to you or just kind of being like, oh, you know, how was the show? They want to know the details. I was in Dubai for the last 2 weeks, got noticed a few times in Dubai, but it's not crazy. And the reason it's not crazy is because the reality is that reality TV in itself isn't as big as it used to be. And I think sometimes people forget that, like in terms of, it's a very saturated thing, right? There's a new show every 2 minutes. In fact, even when our show was done, the next thing came out. Love is Blind France came out. Then as soon as that was done, Love is Blind US came out, which is the biggest one. And then before us, Perfect Match was out, right? There's so much volume. Then you got Married at First Sight is out. So there's so much volume of shows. It's a saturated style of TV, right? So I think for people doing it, I don't think you should do it with the mindset that, oh, I want to try and be famous or I want to try and do this. Like that's the wrong mindset. You actually have to go in there and be genuine. That's the only way I personally think that you should approach it, because you shouldn't be going in there thinking that, oh, I'm going to try and capitalize off this. There's nothing to capitalize off. It's not as big as it used to be in terms of reality. I remember growing up as a kid, watching Big Brother was like massive. It was like massive. I'm 30 now. So when I was young, 10 to 15 years old, whenever Big Brother was at its height or whatever, it was massive. Obviously, we didn't have social media back then. There was no Instagram, Facebook. I don't even remember that stuff. Things that people were using when I was young was like MySpace or Bebo. Wow. Or Pixar. Right? So them times, there was no social media. So those people that went on shows like Big Brother, they would like then move on and have like real careers and like TV presenting and stuff like that. So it's different. Then you had the whole Love Island wave. Obviously, Love Island is still probably the #1 reality TV show in the UK. And even that was out during the end of our season. I think it was Love Island Games. So basically, the point I'm trying to make here is things move very fast in this reality TV world because now there's so much reality TV. So the characters are, I don't like to say characters because we're all real human beings and most of us are being honest and true on TV, most of us. But the realness of it, for it to really be beneficial, unless it's something that's quite long and you get to really sit with the characters and understand everyone's personalities, it's difficult because a show like Love is Blind is condensed into 11 episodes or 10 episodes plus the reunion, but it's filmed across 6 to 8 weeks. So there's a lot of stuff they've got to like trim out. They've got to try and add context. They've got to do what they got to do to make the show, right? So with that in mind, the difference between that and a show like Love Island, which I haven't watched Love Island since maybe 2017. So I don't actually know how it works right now or if it's changed, but Love Island is a longer period of time. There's episodes every day, Monday to Friday, I think, and they're hour-long episodes. So you really, really get to sit with each character. I don't like to say character because they're not characters. Some of them are being themselves, but you get to sit with each individual. I think Love Island has changed now because I think everyone's aware of how you could change your life after. So I do feel like it's a little bit like curated. People are acting, but I haven't watched it, so I'm kind of talking out my ass. But even when I was watching it in 2017, 2018, I could see people were acting. But anyway, that's different to a show like Love is Blind where it's 11 episodes. It's highly edited. It's obviously Love Island's edited too because they're there for 24 hours a day. They only show you 1 hour. It's also longer. So there's so much more hours that people get to see versus Love is Blind. They have to kind of create stories and they have to create characters and they have to pit people. They have to create arcs, right? Another thing as well is that you have to bear in mind is that even though Love is Blind shot over the same period of time that maybe a Love Island is, I guess Netflix or whatever doesn't give Love is Blind the license to show 20, 30 episodes because Love is Blind could be 30 episodes and it would be fucking interesting because they could show so much more of what took place. Like they could show your dates with all the other girls. They could show all the girls with all the other guys. Like they could show so much more. They choose not to because I guess they're only commissioned or licensed to show so many episodes. That's how it works. But if they wanted to make it 20, 30 episodes, they could. And I personally think it would be so interesting. So my petition, and what we need to do, guys, I don't even watch Love is Blind. I only watched my season and season 1 of the UK one. But we need to put a word out. Let's make Love is Blind 20 episodes. I think you guys would view things so differently as viewers. Anyway, the whole point of this video was to say life hasn't changed much. And I don't think life has changed much for much of the other boys either. You know, speaking to them, I was with some of them the other day. Like everyone's getting on with things, man. I think most people, we all had things to do, we all had lives before this, so it's like, why you can't let this kind of change your life, unless maybe you're Megan or Kieran, where obviously if you get married it's different because it's not a competition, but the show, you kind of win the show because you actually had success in what we came here to do. And it's 15 girls, 15 guys, you know, the chances of success are very slim. They were lucky, and I'm actually buzzing for them, happy for them, because it would be a damn shame if throughout the whole season no one had success like the American one. I'm glad that there's at least someone holding the flag for us, so I hope that they continue to have a successful relationship. But for them, obviously things change because their social profile has like really gone through the roof, whereas for most of the other people, not so much. Again, I don't think you should go in there with that mindset because reality TV isn't what it used to be anyway, so you might as well just go in there and be as genuine as you can. Anyway, hopefully a bit of waffle today. I had to slow down on the YouTube videos because I wasn't in the office, but now I'm back in the office, so expect more content. Bye bye.